Most people don't know this, but the health and weight loss benefits of cardio actually comes from the movement part. Contrary to popular belief, it doesn't necessarily come from the calorie counting or extreme endurance part where your cardio workout feels like a near-death experience. In fact, those extreme efforts can sometimes be antithetical to health. Because at some point, when you're pushing performance, like training for a marathon and engaging in chronic cardio patterns, there's usually a trade-off when it comes to your health. In fact, that type of training has been shown conclusively to increase the risk of cardiovascular disease, mitochondrial damage, and accelerated aging. It's often referred to as the excessive endurance exercise hypothesis. According to a cardiologist named Dr. James O'Keefe, a surprising amount of seasoned marathoners with six-pack abs and healthy blood profiles are showing increased scarring and thickening of their arterial walls caused by chronic exercise-driven inflammation. That's not a good thing. Fun fact, the idea for the modern marathon was inspired by the legend of an ancient Greek messenger who raced from the site of Marathon to Athens, a distance of about 40 kilometers or around 25 miles. After making his announcement, the exhausted messenger collapsed and died. If that doesn't sound appealing and your goal is to just lose stubborn fat, fit better in your clothes, and have that tight and toned look, you don't need to go for a jog or run every day. Instead, focus on eating a proper diet and just walk. And if you want to know how to construct a proper diet, you can book a free consultation to join the Fat Loss Accelerator VIP program by clicking the link in the description and comments below. But when you go for a walk, you're almost guaranteed to stay below your maximum aerobic heart rate because it's easy. And if you want to know exactly what your maximum aerobic heart rate is, you can use legendary endurance coach Dr. Phil Maffeton's proven formula of 180 minus your age in beats per minute. For example, if you're 35 years old like me, your maximum aerobic heart rate is 145 beats per minute. Your maximum aerobic heart rate is where you're mostly burning fatty acids for energy. It's the infamous fat burning zone. While going for a run is almost guaranteed to put you past your maximum aerobic heart rate. Your body shifts from burning mostly fatty acids to burning mostly glucose for energy, which then triggers a compensatory increase in appetite. Notice how you're always ravenous after a long and hard run? And it's so easy to undo all your hard work if you eat the wrong food. So, why is walking better for weight loss than running? For starters, everyone knows how to walk. Most people think they know how to run. No, you actually don't. In fact, most people don't. The reality is none of us have run since we were kids. It's even more scary with Gen Z kids these days because they're just inoculated to have a screen in front of their face at a very young age. They don't really play in real life anymore. Childhood obesity is also at an all-time high. So we go decades without running and all of a sudden we think it's a good idea to go out and run. It's just a skill we don't have. Our posture is terrible. Our technique is terrible. I've seen all sorts of running technique. Most of it is bad. That's why running is often associated with the most injuries, whether it's foot, ankle, shin, knee, hips, back, or all of the above. The other problem is people usually think of running as a way to manually burn calories. When people go for a run, nobody thinks to themselves that they're gonna get better at the skill of running. No, at best, it's secondary. Most people think they're gonna go for a run to burn calories. Yes, it does burn more calories than walking. The problem is, calories burned from exercise does not translate to fat burn in the body. That's why you see the same people sweating their hearts out on their favorite cardio machine at the gym, but they look the same. And if you're an avid runner, but you haven't lost any weight, you already know that to be true. The answer is definitely not going for a longer run. Because overly strenuous cardio workouts also result in increased appetite. Because as you burn more calories, you also eat more calories, and usually not the good kind. That's easily the biggest problem with running groups and cardio-based group fitness classes like spin. It's too fatigue-seeking. And people that do it are under the wrong impression that it's eventually gonna lead to weight loss. Do that repeatedly over time and it's gonna result in poor biomechanics, poor movement patterns, and you're probably gonna get injured. If you're gonna go for a run, never run to fatigue. Keep it short. Because as soon as you fatigue, your form goes out the window. If your technique is trash, you're gonna turn into hot garbage when you're exhausted. Keep in mind that the great endurance runner, Eliud Kipchoge, recently revealed his training method, and he usually only trains at a moderate effort. Obviously, there are exceptions. If you look at societies like Kenyans, where Eliud Kipchoge is from, and hunter-gatherers like the Hadza in Tanzania, where people run from birth all the way up, it's part of their culture. Those societies have perfected the skill of running. But again, if you look at the average person when they run, it's not pretty. Walking, on the other hand, is a completely different story. We all walk. If the average person goes for a 10 to 15 minute walk 3 times a day, they're not going to hurt themselves. More importantly, you get the full benefits of cardio, which again is just movement. It's also infinitely easier to adhere to than running. There's also a dose-response benefit. The more you walk, the better. The benefits get magnified even more if you do it somewhere in nature, because nature bathing has been scientifically proven to lower stress, anxiety, and depression. Walking is also easy to incorporate into your daily work schedule. You can easily go for a walk in business clothes. You can't say the same about running. An easy and effective way to integrate walking into your daily routine is to do it after every meal. For example, after breakfast, lunch, and dinner, go for a 10 to 15 minute walk. Now you've attached walking into a routine that you do every day. It's easy for it to become automatic. 15 minutes, 3 times a day is 45 minutes more activity than you previously had. Having a consistent walking routine also gets you out of prolonged periods of stillness. Remember, nothing shuts down your fat-burning metabolism faster than prolonged periods where you're completely sedentary. Walking is so powerful that according to a recent study of over 6,000 people, walking 8,200 steps a day, which is about 45 minutes of walking, significantly lowered the risk of developing a variety of chronic diseases. Compare that to going for a 30-minute run or trying to make it to the gym to go to a spin class. It's so much more daunting. The average person also only goes to the gym twice a week. Walking after a meal is also great for improving insulin sensitivity and controlling blood pressure. In fact, it can lower your blood pressure by 5 points independent of any medication. Aside from the glycemic control benefits, which can be cut by up to 50%, walking after a meal also helps with digestion. It just helps move things around. A lot of cultures have also been practicing going for a walk after dinner, like the Italians. Asian cultures also practice it. The Okinawans regularly do it, and they have some of the longest lifespans on the planet. Hey, comment below this video how many steps you're currently getting every day. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then you don't want to ignore this one. I'll see you there.